is the word now. We begin in India, where counting of votes are ongoing in the election, with Prime Minister Narendra Modi inching towards a third consecutive term in office. His party is also aiming to win a 400-seat supermajority in the 543-seat lower house of parliament. A party or alliance that wins more than 272 seats in a 543-member parliament can form the new government. The election, regarded as the world's biggest, was held in 7 phases over 6 weeks, with almost 1 billion people registered to vote. And for more on this election of global interest, journalist Narendra Oberoi joins me now from Delhi, India. Good to have you join us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So what can we make of these early results? What do they tell us?
Well, as far as, the counting is going on since 8 in the morning. It's a little slow, but most probably the results will be announced by the midnight. It's around 8 p.m. right now. Presently, as far as the Modi, BJP, as well as their NDA, which is their alliance, is concerned, they are already having 290. Well past to 272 mark, which is supposed to have the majority, as you mentioned about it. So they are going to form the government. However, the setback to the BJP government has been that they were expecting around 400 seats to win, which they could not do that. As the phases went on, there were several factors. And the good thing about the opposition, especially the Congress government and their alliance called as India Alliance or India Alliance, they have been able to gain a lot. For example, Congress had only 50 seats in the 2019 elections, and now they are having around 100 seats, as well as the other partners. There is one state called as Uttar Pradesh, from where 8 prime ministers have already ruled the country in the last 75 years of India's independence, I would say. And most of them were from Uttar Pradesh. This is the place from where Modi is also fighting, and this is the place from where Rahul Gandhi, the opposition BJP the Congress face, who is there, he's also fighting, and both of them are winning. Our Congress is not going to form the government, which is there, but attempts are being made. There are going to be lots of meetings because BJP on its own, individually, has not been able to get the magic number of 272. They are around 32 to 34 seats short of that. Like if you ask, unlike earlier when BJP in 2014 as well as in 2019, they were able to mark to 72 plus seats individually, and then they had the support of the alliance. So that makes a difference where BJP will be dependent on the regional political parties who are their allies. And there could be different kingmakers or who could ask for the maximum, who can bargain also in the democratic system.
It will also seem as though the BJP might not be getting the supermajority it was hoping to win, that it might not have that landslide victory. Is that a repudiation of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership?
Well, this is how we can say, as far as individual leadership of Prime Minister is concerned, it was the Prime Minister's face only for the BJP and for the NDA alliance, who had been winning these type of seats. We can say that a shade down, his reputation might have gone a little down with this particular elections because he has not been able to get the 272 when they were claiming to have a supermajority. The biggest thing which will happen to BJP, of course they are going to continue to rule, is that the reforms which they could have made in amendment of the constitution will never happen, or some of the reforms like one election or one election, one country, where different states used to have their elections, will also not happen. So that is where this thing will be affected. But otherwise, BJP, along with its allies, are going to rule. But you can say a little handicap. Handicap when I say that they will have to be dependent on the regional political parties. And it is not necessary that they will be able to take a major decision which they would like to have in many of the cases.
And what would that mean? And what would that mean for Prime Minister Modi to have to depend on coalition partners to govern, especially those who might not share his Hindu-first nationalist idea?
See, I mean, those parties which have already fought along with with BJP, forming the National Democratic Alliance, they're already with this sort of an agenda. Of course, it's suiting them and it's not suiting them. But many of them, we fear, can change their loyalty to the Congress. So this is where the BJP will move with caution. As I said, they may not be able to make any reforms now the way they want to do until and unless any of these bills which they are going to lay down into the lower house as well as to the upper house. Also, this selection of this, rather the election of this lower house will proportionally depend also on now upper house, which is called as Rajya Sabha also, because there also a lot of opposition members will be selected as far as the system of India's democratic is concerned, as far as the upper house is concerned. So what's going to happen? I don't see that Modi's flavor is going to go down. Modi will continue as a prime minister, but of course he'll take a lot of cautions, which is very important for him to take it up, so that the political parties who are supporting, and also if you look into the opposition, you see there is no single party who has got a huge majority. If BJP has got 238 or 40 seats, the next party which has got the largest number is Congress, having 100 seats only. So look into the difference. How many political parties they will have to rope in to form the government? So that becomes more or less like a cocktail. Now this cocktail could be sweet also, and this cocktail could be bitter also. So, but however, there is going to be a good opposition now in the parliament, which was important for the health of the democracy.
And let's look at this even more broadly. On the Prime Minister Modi, India's clout on the global stage has improved greatly. India is now seen, as an emerging global power and the counter to China in Asia. How will this re-election resonate with the rest of the world?
See, as far as the foreign policy or as well as the financial policy is concerned, it's not going to change at all. India is moving forward as far as economy is concerned, which will continue. Today also the markets rock, like yesterday because of the exit poll which had shown huge gains for the Modi's political party. Today, as yesterday markets opened up, there was a huge gain yesterday. But today there was a loss of around 8% as far as the stock markets are concerned. But immediately things have started improving. Or you can say that there is a stopgap. I personally see that as far as the foreign investment in India is concerned, it's not going to affect badly. Because of the process, even though the numbers of the present government are low, but that doesn't mean they are not going to have a stable government. The government will remain stable. The only thing is that they will not be able to make future reforms within their what they would like to have as far as their party mandate is concerned. But running and functioning of the parliament as well as for the country, I don't think it's going to be stopped. There is also a very well-versed, well-greased bureaucracy system as well as judiciary system, which has got lots of checks and balances on it. So I don't think there is going to be any stoppage as far as financial gains are concerned, or India's position as a leader in the global, where India's passport has improved. Many moons, I would say, many steps ahead. They are being respected, and don't forget about Indian diaspora, who has been massively investing back into India. India's massive infrastructure has been constructed. Energy levels have really gone up. The blue economy, the sea, is also, they are doing very well as far as and defense forces have really gained. Absolutely. India for the first time has started exporting the defense things also. So I don't see anybody will be able to stop all those things in the present scenario. Yes, there will be checks and balances.
We'll continue to see how things play out and how this election progresses, or the results rather. Thank you so much for your time, as always, journalist Narendra.
Thank you very much for having me, and all the best.